It's been probably about 3 weeks, maybe more, since we did any mountain biking. I think the last time we mountain biked was in Omish with the Coast Riders crew. So believe it or not, it's pretty hard to find trails and find time to mountain bike when you buy a boat for the first time and don't know how to sail. After moving about so much, we've decided to stay in the Island of Sifnos for at least a couple of days so that we can just chill out and slow things down a little and explore the island. We've looked at the Sifnos Trails website, and they have a couple of loops on there, and there's one starting from where we are currently, which is Vathy Beach. And we've downloaded the GPX file and we're going to go and check it out.
Should be good. We also picked up like a hard copy map, which is cool. We don't normally use real maps, so it's
unrippable and waterproof.
Yes. No, it's tear resistant.
Tear resistant.
I bet you we could tear it.
Water resistant.
Water resistant, tear resistant. So we finished the road leg of our pedal all the way up from the bay at the bottom, which is cool. And our single track starts just here. So our ride today is just on a hiker's track. And it's got to be some of the rockiest and gnarliest hiking track we've been on.
Hiker bicycle.
It's been an adventure.
One must put in the pain to get the gain.
Yeah.
Bloody flat again, Javo.
Yeah, flat out. Hashtag flats with a view. Hopefully this hiking trail is not entirely stairs. We can ride some of it, but what goes up must come down.
Sunset though.
Good morning! So we're leaving Sifnos after 6 days here. It's been great. Nice little cove, super calm overnight. And we're trying to get across to the next island, Milos, while there's a little bit of wind this morning, so hopefully we can sail. Ship's coming out.
Check it out while we were picking the sails up. The sun just peeked out behind us. Recording. Okay, we're going to break in this little edit right now because this is exactly the point where I accidentally deleted 4 days of footage. I guess we'll give you a little bit of context. Where are we right now, Jobbo?
Well, right now we're in Fort McMurray in Canada. It's where we've been spending the winter to save up for the 2020 sailing season.
As everybody will know right now, it's the 7th of April and we're right in the depths of the coronavirus. Project Freewheel 2020 is pretty much cancelled.
Yeah, there's not a lot we can do. All of Italy, obviously, poor people there are hit terribly by this, and the whole country's seriously locked down. Like, you couldn't get there if you wanted to.
No, and we should just clarify the boat is in Sicily, so it's a definite no-no to get there to try and get it. Okay, if you haven't noticed, we're actually drinking some gins at the moment. Given that we're all in this quarantine together, why don't you grab yourselves a drink and join us?
Quarantinis.
Let's just do a little rundown. Aside from me actually deleting the footage, we also had some microphone problems, didn't we?
We didn't actually notice for a couple of days, so the audio from a couple of days is just horrific. Like,
yeah,
have to mute.
Put up a little clip, it should sound something like this. The end of the video finished on us sailing from Sifnos, where we'd been for like 6 days.
Yep.
And then we went over to the island of Milos.
Early start, yeah. It was predicted to get a tiny bit of wind, so we got up before the sun to try and catch that little bit of breeze.
Well, that was late September. Bobby and Liam had just left, so it was maybe like September 20th, I think. So not many people out sailing. Flat seas, just a really nice day.
Yeah, water to ourselves.
Exactly. We did find this epic little anchorage where we took this droney.
Yeah, it's called little tiny old church in the bay there, super deep. Remember how rocky it was? So we had the whole chain out, just dumped it out, and luckily it didn't get caught on anything, but we didn't drift away at night either.
Yeah, that's so nice. True. Yeah, and I think at this stage as well we were getting a little bit more into free diving and just checking on the anchor. So I decided to do a dive off the bow and just did a big fat scorpion dive, and not even joking, it's like, what, 6 months later? Yeah. And my back's still sore.
And then we headed straight west, which would take us out of the Greek islands and back to the mainland of Greece.
Yeah, we went to Samos Beach, I think it was called Samos Beach or something.
Yeah, a cool little tiny cove there with a resort, but it was late season, so obviously there was almost no one there. There was 2 other boats in the anchorage, and we pulled in. Cool little spot, crystal clear blue waters.
Oh my god, it was like a swimming pool.
Yeah, so we jumped in and swam to shore and went for a hike, a barefoot hike.
Yeah, it was so cool.
I have tender feet, so that was a bit of an interesting hike. And then, swam back to the boat and had to give her a clean because she's filthy.
Yeah, we did. We tried to give it a bit of a scrub so that we could, be a bit faster in the water, and just try and do a little bit of maintenance while there was nobody there as well.
Yeah, old bottom paint. And then from there we jumped across to the next peninsula, heading straight west.
Yeah, that was a beautiful spot here. There was loads of mountains and it was really cloudy. You could see all the clouds going over the mountains.
Well, and that morning we were just desperate to sail, and we ended up sailing way off course to then trying to sail back, and then in the end we ended up just having a motor anyway, and we passed that point as the weather really picked up.
Yeah.
Remember that big boat overtook us, just plowing. He must have been just punching. Full RPMs, like 6 knots, just attacking these waves.
Yeah, it was great because
we're taking it easy, but
yeah, for sure. And it was like, I don't know, 16 to 20 knots, and we were beating pretty hard. And I'm just getting used to sort of helming in those conditions as well. And it was cool to see the other boat doing the bow splashes, right? Because we don't really get an idea of what it looks like on our boat, but when you see another boat, it kind of puts it into context.
And we took the hike to the top of the hill, which is allegedly the route all the townspeople used to take to the old church on the hill. They always have to walk to the church on Sunday.
It was a crazy hike. Like, it was pretty much straight up. I mean, from the water, the mountains just went straight up.
Well, we cruised back down to the cafe at the bottom and started planning our next, because we still had a bit of time. Our good friend Kate was coming out from Australia to meet us in Italy, and that was we had roughly 2 weeks at that time. So we had a few days to spare, and we were just really trying to get in position, provision and wait for a weather window. So we kept heading north towards Kalamata, which is going to be our exit port. You can check out of Greece there, so it was a good spot for us. Yeah. And that was when we jumped on the town key.
And then the next day, we had a little look at where we could bike.
Well, I just eyeballed it. I was just sat on the boat, and I was like, up on top of the next ridge. I was like, is that a castle up there? And then we checked Google Maps, and you could see, a satellite view. I could see there was an old castle up there. Yeah. So we paddled up the hill. After I spotted that castle on top of the hill, it turns out it was a 13th century Ottoman castle. So they built this massive castle, only occupied it for 80 years, and now it's just this ruin. It's massive. So we went up there and it's just totally vacant and dilapidated. There's, you know, no sign, nothing. It's just an old, you know, decaying ruin. There's so many of them there.
It's crazy because, you know, normally those places and other places we've been to in Europe, like the UK for example, you have to pay an admission fee and somebody looks after the grounds and it's kind of really well protected, but this had nobody looking after it. It was really overgrown. There was olive groves everywhere, but it was just spectacular. It had such a beautiful, you know, just the angles on it and then the mountain backdrops as well, and it was like a really cloudy day, which we hadn't really seen in months because it, you know, it'd been peak summer in the Mediterranean, so it was gorgeous. Like, I just absolutely adored it.
How legit is this place? We're gonna have to look up all the history and fill you in exactly what went on here, but it's really impressive. It's like a big perimeter wall. Each corner has a turret, and then halfway along there's another turret. And it looks like inside the turret there's actually, it's like a building, like there's space. So we're just gonna go explore one now. Holy shit, that's cool. In your puff. And this is what you don't want in your big defensive structure. Someone's got you.
I think I can officially say this is our favourite discovery of Greece.
Yeah.
The rockwork's incredible. It's so cool. And to mountain bike on it as well, like, what a privilege.
She sees everything.
When obviously we went and biked it. We biked along. Biked along the
We were like, nobody's kind of looking after it. Is it kosher to cycle on this? But yeah, we did. It was really cool.
It was ice, yeah.
To sacrifice, no, to this life of pain and of the fights. She sees everything. He wants to feel nothing. Offspring to something more. They tend to get ignored. Come to live a life. Grown to sacrifice. Numb to.
Well, I guess we'll finish up with a chin chin.
Cheers.
Hope you guys are surviving during this quarantine, self-isolation, stay at home. You know, we miss you all. I was meant to be in Scotland this week. Not happening anymore. You were meant to go home to Australia to see your family.
Yeah, to see my brand new nephew, which he's gonna have to wait.
And then we were meant to be meeting up in the boat, but you know, the main thing is we've got a roof over our heads and we've got some gin and tonic.
That was nice, and
yeah, we'll wait it all out and hopefully we can resume this trip maybe later in the year, but if not, next year. It's all good. Chin chin. Test.
fuck,
You're testing my patience.
Hello, check, microphone check. Oh, I'm touching your microphone. You like that?
Crap. Oh.